Hello, my name is Vahid and today I'm about to show you how to use the CP11 project to simulate construction and demolition based process. So in all of the construction and demolition waste recycling plants, we start by defining the composition of the waste. We need to have some understanding of what is the composition, and we assume that we have, let's say, 85% rubble, 5% steel, and then we continue to fill this waste composition based on our assumptions. We should also add all of the materials that we will have at the end of the recycling. Once we added everything, the app is going to tell us whether the summation of all of the waste materials are 100 or not. If it's not 100, it will not be able to execute the analysis. Once we added the waste composition, we need to start by changing the work scenarios and the project properties. I'm going to name it the test project for now, and I'm going to assume that we are working 8 hours per day and 220 days in a year, and the production per day is 120 tons. The next step is adding the emission factors from the database. I'm just looking for electricity, and I will add one electricity here as an example, and I will move forward to show you how it works. Then the next step is adding the processes. In each processes we can find out the type of the processes, how much input based on the emission factors it's using, and we can set the amount of that material that is being used on a daily basis. I will assume that my loader is using about 125 liters of diesel a day, and I will assume that the loader is working on the waste itself. Each flow tells us how much of the materials is being carried away from one process to the other one. After the loader, let's assume that we have a feeder that carries everything to the crusher. The loader is passing everything to the feeder, and after the feeder we have a crusher. So there is a special case of the processes for the crushers. Crushers have a formula that holds our assumption about the crushing process. For example, in here we can assume that all of the rubble will be converted to the crushed rubble. Crusher sends the material on a conveyor belt. In this new version, we have some predefined processes in here, and we can choose based on some predefined processes that we have already added. This is yet to be completed. This is a new feature. The UI needs to be optimized, and the list of the processes need to be enhanced as well. But let's say that I'm choosing one process from the predefined processes. These predefined processes already have the input variables and their emission factors and their consumption amounts, so the user will have an easier time to add and simulate the processes. This process goes on and on until we add and we simulate a whole recycling plant. Now I'm going to upload the Hong Kong recycling plant for you, and I will show you how things work in the Hong Kong recycling plant, and it can be an example for you to use for your future projects. So this is the Hong Kong plant. After the jaw crusher, the materials are being sent to the screen, but in the between there is a hand picking unit that picks the plastic and other waste. And also there is a magnetic separator that separates the steel from the material flow. As you can see here, for example, in this flow, I have assumed that all of the steel is being passed to the waste steel dump. Also, we have a screen here. The screen itself doesn't do anything, but the flows after the screen determine what materials are being passed to which processes and how they are stored. So the screen sends the crushed rubble to an impact crusher, and the impact crusher sends back the material to the screen so the screen can separate the coarse and fine materials and send them to the storage. So in here, as we can see, we can assume that 60% of the crushed rubble will be converted to the coarse material and 40% of the crushed rubble will be converted to the fine materials. So these are our assumptions. And by clicking on the run analysis, we can have the report. In the first tab, we have the report of the greenhouse gases emissions for each process. In the second, we will have an understanding about our output materials composition in each waste dump or in each storage. And in the end, we will have a numerical table. The report will also be updated and enhanced in the future. Now here comes some other features. What happens if I make a mistake? For example, if I assume all of the material instead of the crushed rubbles go to the conveyor belt, then the app will tell me that I have a problem in the red arrows and something has been missing from the materials. We have considered different types of tests and different types of checks so the users won't make mistake and they won't get any wrong calculations at the end. This is an ongoing project. Please do let us know if you have any comments, if you have any feature requests so we can implement them in the future. Also, please go and check the web app and use it and tell us what is your opinion. Thanks a lot for listening to me. Wish you a lovely day.